on our way to our new home. I think we have never argued more than this entire process, buying the house, renovating the house. We've been fine, but we've argued the most when it came to moving. Closing on our first home. Welcome back to our home series. If you guys haven't seen the first or second episode, we went through the entire buying process and the looking process. So if you haven't seen the first or second episode, go through that first. This is the point where we got our first home, committed exactly $250,000, $750,000. For the next couple of months after we won the house, we were confirmed. It was pretty quiet.
Yeah, that period between signing our offer and closing date,
Yeah.
there was like nothing. Everyone was like, no, just sit.
And they were right, because they did tell us what we needed to do next. We didn't really have to figure that out. I do think that getting good reps
Helps.
Yeah, so get a good mortgage specialist, get a good real estate lawyer. I also asked, can you also figure out a prenup for us? Even if we weren't going to get married, we'll get a prenup because this is dividing assets. For us, we always knew that we were going to get a prenup. I know it's controversial. Some people don't believe in it. But
it's just protecting both of us.
Yeah, it just makes things...
I don't see any harm in it.
Yeah. One of the lawyers was really helpful, and they gave us like a brief template of questions that you want to tackle in a contract that you could just write up yourself, and that counts as something legal. And pretty much it's like what we put in, we take out. We also did custody of the dog. I'm not kidding. Then, Stefan had a bright idea of having our parents meet.
Oh, yeah.
Stefan had a great idea to say, oh, maybe our parents should meet for the first time ever. Right away I said no. And then he was like, why? And I was like, because it's terrible. I don't ever want them to meet. I'm happy if they never met. Ever. It's fine. We're never going to do it. And then he was like, suck it up, Buttercup. We're going to do it. And I was like, flat. And then so they're meeting for the first time ever, which is better than sitting down at a restaurant and having to force conversation that way. I'm not nervous.
It's only 1 hour.
Steph's parents have been teasing me forever about meeting the parents. And I have always said, no, it's never going to happen. Now it's finally happening. The day has come. How weird. Would you have ever thought, maybe even, let's say 6-7 years ago, would you have thought our parents would ever get to this point? I didn't. Oh. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Our dads were both wearing shants. And they talked about their love of shants. The amount of times through these years your parents are like, yeah, you want to go for dim sum with your parents? I've been like, no! Fast forward to beginning of September. And that's when our lawyers were reaching out. The mortgage person was reaching out. So we're closing in about a week. We still have to confirm hydro and gas, which I had to call my parents and ask them, is there a difference? And do we need both? There's a bit of a to-do list right now. We need to be out of here by October, but we don't know if we should pack and move everything all at once. We don't know if we should rip up the floors, put the floors down and then move, or if we should move some of it. Do we stay there in the meantime? Or do we cancel our internet plan here right away and just bring everything over there? When we were closing on the house, our mortgage specialist, we got on the phone with him and he walked through every single item line by line, which I thought was very helpful. Okay, we'll do. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye. We just signed our lives away.
Now we owe so much money.
We are in so much debt.
You know about the baby arms?
What baby arms?
When you do this. Hold on. You gotta look at the camera. Woo! baby arms.
No, they don't. So our down payment was $120. We put down a $45,000 deposit. We paid 20% to avoid mortgage insurance.
Yeah, CMHC.
I feel like the math meme.
Dun, dun, dun. Upon signing our offer, within 24 hours we had to put a deposit, which was $45,000. Then the rest of the money is due on closing.
This definitely feels like robbing a bank. Where you're just like, hello, give me this much.
The lawyer was like, okay, when you come for final closing, just bring a check for $115,000. And we were like,
why?
Why so much? We already paid $45,000.
When we met with the lawyer, we had to meet in person to sign things officially. And he also walked through everything with us line by line.
Yeah, he walked us through all the charges or like everything.
There was a line item for photocopying.
The lawyer does background searches on all of the parties involved. Say somebody sued the previous owner, but the previous owner didn't have money to pay. It means that the party that's suing them could have claim to the house or to a part of the house. That's what you're paying a lawyer for, to make sure that the house is free and clear.
The week leading up to all this, that was the scary stuff.
That was all the hectic. That was when the most stress was there.
I would say that was the most stressful. Like, more stressful than buying the house, bidding, and everything. Because it was kind of like, if we don't get this done or if this doesn't clear, then we don't get to close.
Then we can't close.
Yeah.
And I didn't even want to know what happens if you can't close on the closing date.
Yeah. Mine queefed.
Weird.
I feel like people look at us and they just think that we're children.
Because we
We are children. Now that we're done closing, I've been sleeping through the night, which is really nice. That was a bit of a stressful week. And actually, Stefan went back to the office. They're doing a rotational schedule. So now the next thing is to start planning renos. So I'm very excited about this next phase of things. I picked up the paint samples. I think we're gonna go with almond. If you look against the white walls, this is what almond looks like. You're supposed to paint before you do flooring so that you don't have to put down drop sheets to protect the floors, which is brilliant. Whoever thought of that? And I also got fabric samples from Article. There's this one couch that I have my eye on and my heart set out on. And it comes in two colors. We're gonna be gray, of course, because gray is practical and neutral. But then I was like, I don't really like the gray. So I requested fabric samples. Nobody gets white couches. Everybody is like, you should never get a white couch unless you're one of those people that have two living rooms and you have a sitting room as well as a living room. The samples arrived yesterday and I love them. I definitely will be going with the white. The white is not like a white. It's called chill white, which is like probably a laid back white. There is a rating for your couch abrasion. You think that velvet looks very luxe, but velvet is actually very high. It's called the Martindale rating. And of course we'll Scotch guard it. And then, I'll test this out today. On our way to our new home. Stefan's mad at me because I told him to pick this up on the way. I'm an egg. I'm an egg. I couldn't resist because the buns person said they just needed a few tea lights for this plant, and I was like, done. I will get you tea lights for this. Oh, this is crazy. I have butterflies. Are you ready? Honey, are you ready? Hey, they left the curtains. Honey, it's an electric garage. drive-through garage. First poop of the house goes to Stefan. It's so echoey in here. Always leave toilet paper for your next tenant. Always leave toilet paper for your next tenant.
Was very nice. Yeah. And also a necessity.
If not, when you move to a new place,
bring toilet paper.
Currently, we're in move limbo. We don't know when we're going to be able to move because we're getting flooring done. We're doing our own flooring.
I was going to say, we're doing flooring.
I found DeCorner online when I was looking for Toronto flooring. And then I reached out to them over email, and then I met with Olga. I felt really good talking to her, and I felt really good going with this company. Well, I already love this.
We have like 29 more, so you can come into the showroom and like actually see them.
Before the move, before anything happens, the most important is to get flooring down, because the last thing that you want to do is to have to work around furniture. And originally we thought we were going to have to rip up the parquet, which is I still can't grasp how bad of a job that is. So yeah, after meeting with Olga, I just felt so good. I thought we were going to go with laminate. And then when she suggested vinyl, I was like, really? Vinyl?
I wanted to do hardwood.
Yeah, we were talking about doing engineered hardwood.
Yeah. So I don't usually suggest laminate if you can help it.
Which my idea of vinyl, when you first said vinyl, I was like, you mean like chewy, rubbery...
Linoleum?
Yeah.
Linoleum?
That's what I thought.
No,
when we felt and saw the vinyl in real life, right then and there we were convinced.
This new vinyl plank,
man, technology.
It is incredible that that it's changed so much.
If there's one that catches your eye,
the Sandino.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Are you saying yes to the floor?
No, I'm 100%.
So you're telling us we don't have to rip this up?
You don't have to rip this up.
Oh my god! And then the other thing, I've heard that with hardwood you have to leave it sitting wherever
there is
you are.
no downtime for this floor.
Oh.
You can get it out of the box, install, and that's it. Leave it for 20 years. Yeah, because hardwood has to adapt to the humidity.
Yeah, to the swelling.
It will either shrink or it'll swell depending on the moisture, depending on the temperature.
When our bathroom flooded last year and we felt the laminate come into our house and we touched it,
It felt cheap.
as people that have never renoed before and are going to do it ourselves, we were looking for cost-effective, practicality, durability, and ease of use. But this one is literally, you slip it together, push it, and it's in there. To meet with DeCorner and have them consult with us and let us know that everything that you're hoping for is doable and you don't have to rip up flooring was... Like, I walked out of that feeling a huge sense of relief. In the meantime, we will be nailing down the subfloor a bit more, fix the squeakies.
Yeah.
Sanding the wall, getting it ready for paint. We're not going to touch the kitchen.
No kitchen.
Kitchen will, like, lower level will stay untouched. Also, they recommend you to live in your place for at least a year to kind of know what you want, aside from the fact that we can't afford to renovate the kitchen yet.
Or bathrooms.
Or bathrooms. And then packing? Because at first I thought packing first. Why did I pack so early? Like, if you see all the clips, I'm only wearing a variation of 2 or 3 different sweaters, is because I packed everything. My plan was, if I start packing a box every day, by the time we have to move, I will be fine. These were packed a month ago. I had to break into them to use stuff again. I mean, I picked up these boxes from Buns, and the person that traded it with me labeled everything that was in each box, and I have a different approach. I'm just labeling what room these ones go into, so that for our friends that are going to be helping us moving, they don't need to know the contents of the box.
Orgy stuff!
They just need to know what room it goes into. When we unpack it, we'll sort it ourselves. So that's what I do. When we first got the keys, how did you feel? Nothing felt like ours.
Yeah, nothing it still didn't feel like, oh, this is our
Ours.
home.
I still kind of don't feel especially attached to it yet.
There are times, like yesterday, I was moving a bunch of cars there, and it kind of hit me where it's like, oh, this is my home. I'm just gonna put a car here, and I'm gonna put a car there, and a car there.
I feel like I'll feel it the first night that I sleep there.
Yeah.
I think we have never argued more than this entire process, buying the house, renovating the house. We've been fine, but we've argued the most when it came to moving. Hopefully, with the move happening tomorrow instead of today, after tomorrow we will stop arguing
Completely.
ever
again.
I'd say we didn't really argue throughout the whole thing. It was everything with the move was more aggravating than anything else. Don't know why. Can't explain it. But after tomorrow, we'll be perfectly perfect, never argue again. Next time you see this, we're gonna be in the new house, I think.
Yep.
On the next episode of our first home. I started this video not having done any woodworking ever, and here we are.